Hey, good morning, friends. It's Mike with Honeybee Acres. Man, welcome to Southern Utah today. It is beautiful. It's the morning. It's a little bit brisk, but it feels fantastic. And this time of year, you never know what the temperature is going to be. It was single digits like a week ago. Honestly, we were taking hoses off at night. We were breaking, thick ice in the water buckets for the animals. Gosh, all those fun winter things that you got to do. And now it's going to be mid-60s this afternoon. So here in southern Utah in the high desert, you never really know what the temperature is going to do. It is a dry, people always say it's a dry heat out here. So we don't have a lot of humidity, but the temperatures go really crazy this time of year. But for right now, I'll take it. We have about 4 or 5 days of mid-60s. So I'm going to revel in that, see if we can get a few projects done around the farm before it gets too cold. Anyways, today we've got some fun stuff going on. I am going to bring you along in the workshop today on a little project that I can guarantee that no other homesteader has probably ever showed you before. And that is, in my professional life, I work with dentists and doctors, professional practice owners. And while they are brilliant people and are amazing clinicians, sometimes they're not so good in front of the video. In front of the video camera, but they have important information they need to share in what I help them do. So I built a little teleprompter that I use for those doctors, and I just scabbed it together in my garage one day with some scrap lumber that I had. Anyways, I got a local client here that I'm helping out make some videos, and I need to make some modifications to it. So I thought I'd bring you along and kind of show you how I built it. Maybe you, in making your videos, you've got a lot of information or facts that you want to share. You don't want to have it have to be looking down at a piece of paper or something. It's a really easy way that you can do it. Shoot a video without having a paper reference. It can be right in front of you. Anyways, I'll kind of show you how that works. Really easy project. I probably spent less than, honestly, $5 on it. It was really inexpensive. Got, again, a modification I'm going to do today, but I'll bring you along with that as well. Or I should say, I am cooking dinner tonight for the family. It's my night of the week to cook dinner, and I am going to make some venisons for some deer that I harvested just, maybe 2 weeks ago here in the mountains of southern Utah, and we've already had a little bit of it, and it tastes fantastic. I'm going to cook it a little different tonight than what we typically do. I'm going to pan sear it and then throw it in the oven. A tip I got from Steve Ranella at the Meat Eater, I believe is where I got that tip. Anyways, we're going to try that cooking method tonight. So I'll bring you along with that, but let's first get these animals taken care of. Come join us again. Thanks for visiting the farm vlog today. Let's go feed these animals. Morning, guys. How is everybody today? Half decent? Did you sleep well? Everybody ready for some hay this morning? All right, let's get it going. This chicken right here, seems like every flock always has one chicken that is more like a dog than a chicken. This chicken is always under my feet, doesn't matter where I go. Always, I think he would sleep inside the house if I let him, which is fine. Although I found that those chickens that are ambitious like that sometimes end up getting into a little bit more trouble than they ought to. And they either get picked off by a dog or something because they're too into stuff, or they don't have enough of a filter or something to keep them out of trouble. Anyways, we do the best we can. I love them, they're fun, but they seem to get into a little bit of trouble. What's up, LD? How are you this morning? We need to get you a different feeder, don't we? You're making a mess of all this hay. You are smelly too. Man, this time of year with these goats, these male goats, I always think, okay, it's time to get out of the goat business. Petey, you ready for some pellets today? All right, bud, come on. Oh yeah, you love them pellets, don't you? Don't you? Come on, bud. Come on. We could be friends, really. Here, look. Here, want some pellets? Man, what do I gotta do? Get these alpacas, they seem so friendly. I cannot, and it's my fault. I just don't spend enough time with them, but yeah, I can't get them to love me. All right, chickens. You ready? You ready? Nice line so everybody gets along. Nobody fights. All right, Felix. You ready for your treat? Huh? You ready for your treat? Come here, bud. Here we go. Okay. Now for some frozen water. How's that hay? Treating you good? Yeah? This ice will all melt off by as soon as the sun gets high, but we usually like to break off some of this ice so they can get some water with their breakfast. I was looking yesterday at my farm store for some really good waterproof winter leather gloves. If anybody's found some gloves that work really good for them for that purpose, let me know down in the comments what you've been able to find. This isn't usually the way that we get water out. I usually break it with a stick, but inevitably I always end up sticking my hand in somebody's water bucket. So if anybody's got a pair of leather gloves or knows of a pair that they can recommend, I would appreciate it. So just leave it down in the comments below. All right, so we'll get a little bit of dog food and we'll be ready to go. How is that, chickens? Good breakfast? Yeah, looking good today, girls. Yeah, we've got a little bit of a roadblock here. This is fairly typical. Look at that little sheepies. Look at that little sheepies. Alright, come on. We got things to do. Hey guys, welcome to this little corner of my garage. I told you we were going to work on a little project today, and it's a different project. I think I mentioned to you that it's actually a teleprompter that I use for some of my clients. It's something I just totally threw together one night. I just had a scrap wood that I had kicking around. I needed it for a project, and then I ended up using it. Like I say, I work with doctors, and sometimes they're not very charismatic in front of the camera. So anyways, so I have a client right now that's using it. It's been in my garage collecting dust for about 1.5 years, but I've got a client that needs it right now. So I wanted to do some modifications. Let me show how this works. So this is essentially it. This is about as homemade as what you can do for a teleprompter. And as you can see, it's just out of scrap wood. And then I picked up this picture frame from just the thrift store for like, 50 cents or something like that. So essentially what happens is you set up a iPad, and I just run, it's just this basic kind of teleprompter prompt, and it sits here in the, and essentially, I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. You can kind of see it against my dark sweater. But essentially what happens is you set this up, and so the person is over here, kind of where you're at, and then behind him, or behind here, you have the camera set up, and it's shooting through the glass. And for whatever reason, when you shoot through the glass, it doesn't pick up any of the words. It just shows like you're, pointing right at yourself. So essentially, that's kind of how my little teleprompter works. And frankly, it works really, really good, especially for the $1.28 that I put in to building it. Problem is it's just kind of freestanding. And what I want to do is actually put it on this little tripod stand so that I can mount it and then raise it up and down depending on how the client that I got right now is actually a really tall guy. So I need to be able to raise it up and down and then have a platform that I can fit a little tripod to sit the camera on, because right now it's kind of a mess. So that's the project I'm going to work on. I thought I'd take you along with me. We finally got back from the hardware store after going through that sheep protest that we had to drive through. We have sheep that protest here. Maybe you guys have something else that protests in your neighborhood, but we have sheep. Anyways, we got through that little herd, and we're back to do the project. So come along with me. Let's get this project done. First got to measure this bottom piece. So it's 15 by about 9 1/4. I'm gonna write that down actually. 15 by 9 1/4. So then I need to measure and cut like that. All right, so we got this project finished up. Elijah came right at the tail end to kind of help me out, get it all steady and sturdy and everything. Let's kind of see if I can kind of pan this over. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of up on this tripod now, and I can raise it up. Like I say, the client that I'm working with right now is about 6.5 feet tall. So anyways, that's the project for tonight. Something a little bit different. Hopefully you kind of enjoyed that. I threw a little bit of montage in there. I did not have the right screws, so I'm going to have to go through and put new screws in it. All I had was drywall screws. I don't do a lot of woodworking projects, so I was kind of discombobulated in a lot of my stuff. But project's finished. That's what's most important. And I have some really, really terrible news. You want to know what the terrible news is?
Sure.
Terrible news is that we're not going to have venison tonight. We kind of got caught up, Alicia and I, doing some church stuff tonight, and it got too late, and so we just we took a mulligan and went and got some teriyaki bowl. So we'll have to do venison another night. So with that, we're going to end this video. Thank you so much for joining us on Honeybee Acres. Man, if you like this video, you might want to check out some of our other videos. We've got some really cool stuff, cool projects, cool animals, fun stuff with my boy Elijah, and just overall, we just have a good time. So thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to like and subscribe if you're into this kind of thing. And with that, we'll see you on the next video.